They are the days we don't see.
Families privately fighting through a diagnosis of autism.
Go to your spot right now and calm down.
WCCO spent 6 months documenting what it's like for one twins family navigating a complicated system of care. 1 in 68 children has autism, but in some Minnesota communities, kids are being diagnosed at a considerably higher rate, and nobody knows why. We have experts standing by to take your questions about autism in a moment. But first, Liz Collin has a rare look as one family searches to find help for their son.
Can you tell me what your picture is?
By now, he has grown used to the constant questions.
It's me crying.
Nick St. Sauver has been asking them himself nearly his whole life.
Why am I not like everyone else? Hi, Nicholas.
As a baby, Nick had trouble making eye contact.
Am I a little bit bored?
And as a toddler, struggled to string words together.
I just knew to type in autism. Of course, up came probably 30 symptoms, and Nick probably had 25 of them.
Where should we put this one?
Doctors determined Brett and Tammy's only child had autism by the time he turned 3.
What you imagine your child's life is suddenly, that's all gone.
We first met the Andover family last spring. To see the fight too many families are in.
That there's just not enough qualified help to take care of all these kids. You're fine going up Hanson?
Unless I get blocked.
Like most kids with autism, Nick has another diagnosis.
The car rides are not too good.
In his case, high anxiety.
Uh-oh.
Debilitating fears of many common things.
I thought I saw something red.
Making mapping a course next to impossible.
It's easier to just stay home. I asked you not to, Nick.
But Nick hits his biggest roadblock.
You need to go to your spot and calm down.
When he can't calm down.
I've had some traumatic times with Nick.
And his anxiety gets out of control.
What are you anxious about?
Not sleeping and dying.
That anxiety will often cause Nick to get physical with his parents.
Let go of me.
And himself.
Very difficult is to hear your own son say, I don't want to have autism, I just wish I was dead.
The fight cost the St. Sauvers at least $10,000 a year between support groups, medications,
You can tense up your fists.
and after-school therapies.
Now release.
Cross your fingers that insurance will pay.
But in many cases, it doesn't. Brett cashed out his 401k years ago to be able to cover all the bills.
It shouldn't be so
No.
hard. It
No.
shouldn't be so hard.
Last winter, teachers could no longer control Nick at his elementary school. The day his parents were forced to pull him out for the year, they went to a hospital looking for immediate help.
Nick and I will sit here in the emergency room until you find us a bed.
That wait went on for 9 hours.
A report by the Department of Human Services last spring found a severe shortage of psychiatric beds for young patients in Minnesota, the lowest number in 15 years. But mental health experts don't believe adding more beds is the only answer, pointing to too few child psychiatrists and too little preventative care as even bigger problems.
Parents need a lot of support through this process.
At Minnesota's largest autism service provider, Fraser's Pat Police has watched the demand soar. In some cases, families will have to wait 6 months to be seen here.
How can we get the school and the medical field and the community agencies to work together to provide a plan where everybody's on the same page?
Police says it's critical parents remain persistent and develop a customized plan for their child.
How do you smell scared?
Still in search of answers this past summer,
I'm scared of that too.
Nick spent a month 90 miles from his parents. Northwest Passage in Webster, Wisconsin is a treatment center that works with kids with a history of aggression.
Every day we get phone calls from families who don't know what to do.
Through one-on-one social connections,
I'm not a good basketball player.
counselors focus on building confidence.
Nice shot.
He did struggle a little bit socially.
As a team examines Nick's behavior around the clock.
His anxiety did affect his sleep.
Arming his parents with better control techniques.
So good to see you.
And a new understanding of their son.
Hey, Nick. Very excited to get home. Can't wait.
But as the weather starts to cool, so have those high hopes.
Bottom line, the plan was not followed. Go to your spot right now and calm down.
Nick hasn't been able to get the daily therapy that Wisconsin doctors recommended. As a young boy is again left with more questions.
Why do I have autism?
About a diagnosis where it seems there aren't enough good answers.
We've worked really, really hard to get to where we're going. And, you know, we want the best outcome for Nick.
Under Minnesota guidelines, Nick is only approved for a few hours of services per week, guys.
Wow. It's tough, you can tell, and thank them for sharing their story with us and giving you access like that.
Yeah, the St. Sauvers, you can see, were very open with us.
Yeah.
They, in fact, told us that this has suffered, their marriage has suffered as a result of this as well. All of the stress caused them to separate for more than a year. They are back together again, and again, it got so bad last week, guys, that they actually had to call 911, and it took sheriff's deputies to come out to their house to calm Nick in order for them to get him to school that day.
Well, we wish them and certainly Nick well, and the sad thing is we know they're not alone in
Exactly.
this. Yeah.